guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 2 of Season 2 of our Force India career. And today we have the Chinese Grand Prix in Beijing. Not much to update you about really. Obviously we've worked on the parts since the last time you've seen me, and just trying to get the reliability a little bit better. These are in the 50s now, so I think it's time to start working on these other parts of the car, just to try and get them a little bit more stable. So yeah, that is what we're doing at the moment. We need to set what was it, which part are we not using? I think it's that one, or maybe not, maybe it's that one. Yep, that's fine. Right, so let's get into the Grand Prix then. Obviously we're going to go for that. Tyre selection, I think we will go super soft again. You know, we'll just go for the softer approach. I don't really see any reason not to. They're happy with the car setup, so that's good. Fernando Alonso apparently listening to offers already from other teams, which isn't what we want. You know, we want to keep Fernando at the team for many years to come. Not just this year, but it's going to be a tough one to keep him happy. But the Beijing Grand Prix, we're hoping to do well. Last time out we had pretty much a double retirement, so we're hoping for much better this time. So we'll simulate practice as we always do, just to see where we are. Obviously Team Penske won the first Grand Prix of the season. I don't really know how. We also know that it's only Q1 now, or just a single qualifying session. There's no Q2 or Q3, no elimination side of it. Alonso out there on the super softs now. We'll see where he fits in, and he's just behind Sergio Perez. I assume he's doing a race simulation run, but we'll have to see. And there we go, coming out in 8th and 9th in practice is not too bad. Finishing quickest was Max Verstappen. So Red Bull looking good this season, Mercedes looking good, and Ferrari looking good. Nico Hülkenberg always looking good. Kamui Kobayashi bringing up the rear there. Be interesting to see what happens in qualifying, and it's raining again. Ah, that's annoying. Right. What do we go for? Probably intermediate tyres. I think they're more likely to happen today. So we do that. We'll have a look at the car setup. Yeah, you want something in the middle, which is fine. So we'll do that and do that, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good little setup there for Sergio Perez. I think we're going to have to go out on the wet tyres though, to be quite honest with you. Because look at that, look how wet it's going to get. We'll change his setup. Yeah. He wants a bit more front wing. It's absolutely fine. So we can do that, and then maybe that. I think that looks good. We'll obviously put him onto the wet tyres as well, and we'll see how he does. So here we go, let's get into qualifying. There's no Q1 now, it is simply just qualifying. So Perez's turn to go out this time, so he can go out straight away, and then Fernando can quickly follow him. Perez on to auto, and Fernando will be on to auto as well. So it'll be an interesting Grand Prix, this one. Obviously the first one was a lot more disappointing than we'd expected. Just struggled with reliability. You know, performance was good. We were looking very good at some point to have a good double points finish, but in the end we turned out getting no points whatsoever, and this session looks like it is going to dry up at some point, but we want to get a good lap in, a good banker lap. So Sergio Perez will start his lap. He is in a little bit of traffic. How about Fernando? What's his traffic situation? None at all. So this is a clean run between the two drivers to see who is quicker. Fernando Alonso is going quicker at the moment, but Ricciardo is quickest overall, which is very, very interesting to see that Red Bull are perhaps the quickest at the moment. Perez is a little bit slower than Fernando, and here comes Sergio Perez for his first lap, and he goes through with a 1:33.9. What about Fernando? He goes through with a 1:33.5, 0.3 quicker than Sergio Perez, which is really, really good to see on Fernando's behalf. Yeah, the weather looks like it's going to hold now, so as soon as Perez is in, we'll send him out there and put him on to the softer tyres. We will just wait a little bit for maybe the track to dry up just a little bit. Wait until Alonso's back in. He's currently third. He'll be very, very happy with that qualifying session, and I'm very, very happy with that. I'm very excited to have Fernando Alonso at the team this year. So we'll wait a couple of minutes and then we'll send them out on the super soft tyres. Obviously, this is how the grid looks, you know, at the moment. So, yeah, I think we send Perez out now, and we send Alonso out just after. Try and get him in front of that Renault. I don't think he's quite made it, but that's fine. He's ahead of the Mercedes, and that's the main thing. So Perez in a world of his own. He's gonna get a lap now and hopefully manage to improve his time. You'd hope so, you know, considering the track is virtually dry now, and when he starts his lap, it should be in the perfect condition. So it's currently Ericsson going quickest, which you would expect, because everybody's going to be improving. So here comes Sergio Perez. He's starting his lap now. Fernando isn't in too much traffic, which is pretty good. So here comes Sergio Perez. What's his first sector time going to be like? It's not too bad, but Paganao has went fastest, but we're much quicker than him in the first sector. Let's see how Perez does in the second sector. He's currently quickest, which is good to see, but it's looking like other people are going slightly quicker. Here comes Sergio Perez though, and he goes quickest for the moment with a 1:24.1. Vettel goes quickest. Alonso comes in, and he's 3/10 slower than Perez this time. Hamilton has put it up into pole. Vettel in second for Williams at the moment. We're dropping down the order rapidly here. 9th and 12th. That's very, very disappointing. That is really, really disappointing. I really hope that they just didn't put in the lap that they wanted to, but Perez just about in the top 10. Both Red Bulls are the only ones challenging Hamilton, but everybody seems to be a bit off the pace. The McLarens, I don't know what they've been doing, but they were only on the wet tyres. Kobayashi bringing up the rear of the field again then. But that is it. Lewis Hamilton is on pole. Top 8 has a bit of a familiar look to it. You know, Williams in there, Ferrari in there, Mercedes and Red Bull. But we're concerningly off the pace. Let's see how the race goes. I think we're going to go for a bit of a harder strategy. To try and well, we'll pick the super soft tyres, because at the end of the day we will be on the super softs towards the end of the Grand Prix. So car setup is fine. We'll leave that how it is. We're gonna just do that for now. We need to change the tyres to I mean, so how many laps is it? 17. Yeah, I think we can get away with soft, super soft. Yeah, I think that's fine. Right, so let's get into the race then. So Lewis Hamilton will start from pole, Max Verstappen in second, Daniel Ricciardo in third with Sebastian Vettel in fourth. And then we have Bottas in fifth, Giovinazzi in sixth, out qualifying his experienced teammate Kimi Räikkönen in seventh, with Helio Castroneves in eighth, and Sergio Perez ninth, and Urrutia is in 10th. rounding out the top 10. So here we go. Let's get ready for lights out in this Chinese Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go. Perez off to a brilliant start there. But the second phase of the start not the best for him. But he's managed to make it up to 8th place, and he's now closing in on the Ferrari of Kimi Raikkonen. Fernando Alonso making it round the outside of the Renault. We are just trying to conserve the tyres, but why? Why don't we push for this first lap? Maybe even go overtake on Perez's car and see what he can do. Urrutia is up in 8th, but Perez duly makes light work of him, although Urrutia is back. That's a tough overtake for him. But Perez up in 8th place now, and he's closing in on Kimi Raikkonen. Giovinazzi, by the way, up to 4th. Fernando Alonso is currently in 11th. Look at the weather. That's interesting. I think we stay out there, though. Perez up to 7th, Alonso up to 9th, so that's a good start for Fernando Alonso. And now he's closing in on his former teammate Kimi Raikkonen, who's in 8th place. And we'll move this up to quick, and he's passed Alonso, having to go on Perez now. This is intense, 3 wide, and we're up to 6th and 7th as it stands now. This has been a very, very good start for us. Perez, the one currently in 6th position, he's having a look at the Williams. He wants to come in for Inters. That's not going to happen, unfortunately, for him. And we're going to go down to medium on the pushing scale. So Vettel back through on Perez, and already the tyres aren't looking good. The rear wing's off. What has happened to Perez? He's going to come in this lap, I guess, and he's going to have to put on the medium tyres and just go to the end of the race now. I don't know what's happened to his rear wing. It's fell off though. So Perez in this lap. So Fernando Alonso is our only hope in the points today. Looks like maybe Perez had a bit of an incident. But Alonso currently in 8th place and looking alright at the moment. He's not particularly pushing. He's ahead of Castroneves in 9th place, the 41-year-old, of course. Flying the flag for Williams these days. Alonso well off the pace, which is sad to see, you know. Such a top quality driver like Fernando Alonso down in 8th place. I mean, it's better than where he's been in in like recent seasons, but 8th place is still not good enough for somebody like him. His engine's down on power, so we may have to fix that in the pit stop. But other than that, things are looking alright. Nope. Nope. So Alonso now coming through. There's a Mercedes, no, it's a Williams right behind him, but he can't really do anything. So Fernando into the dry weather now. He's up to 7th. Somebody's stopped. It looks like Max Verstappen. I don't know why he's stopped, but it's currently a Mercedes 1-2, so cutting a very familiar figure there. And Fernando Alonso hopefully going to close up on Palmer soon. He's just ahead of Pascal Wehrlein at the moment though. But here we go, Fernando Alonso. Oh, I thought he'd closed in enough to maybe try a pass on Palmer. But not quite. Let's have a look at Sergio Perez. He's down at the rear of the field. Obviously he is probably going to be able to push those tyres till the end of the race now. Fernando in 7th, currently bringing home some good points, which would be good. We need to get ahead of Palmer. Palmer's on the same strategy as us. Max Verstappen closing in on Giovinazzi, who's down at the rear of the field as well. Don't quite know what's going on with people. Maybe they're fixing parts or something like that. Yeah, Alonso currently in 8th. He's lost a place to Castroneves, which is fine. But we'll go a little bit longer with Alonso. We'll try and get these tyres to go fairly far. and he's got a decent amount of fuel inside him as well, and the Sauber comes into the pits, so we need to keep an eye on them. Looks like his engine is probably going to blow up at some point. It would be really a big shame if Fernando retired again from this Grand Prix. Perez is going to just go till the end of the race, even though his brakes are probably going to fail. We'll keep him out there and see what he can do. So, Alonso currently going a little bit quicker than Castroneves, and Alonso up to 4th. Bottas the one behind. Obviously he's on a different strategy, so I expect Thingy to go through, Bottas to go through. Alonso's just passed Raikkonen, don't quite know what's happened to him. That's fine. We'll go one more lap with Fernando Alonso and then bring him in. So Alonso up to 2nd. We need to utilise his free air now though. So here we go. Here comes Fernando Alonso onto his important lap. And then we're going to move him on to super soft tyres. We're going to fix his engine for him and his suspension. I know that's going to take a while, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So we'll bring him in this lap. We'll forget about Perez because he's completely off the boil today. Obviously he lost his rear wing early on and hasn't really recovered from there. So yeah, also trying to use what's left of his tyres. Bottas is still behind him and he's not really gaining time on him, which is good to see. And here comes Fernando Alonso into the pits now. He's going to have his parts fixed up and hopefully there'll be no mistakes in the pit stop. So let's go and watch Perez for now. He's in 13th. Might have an outside chance of getting points, you never know. But Alonso away, he's in 10th place now then. Probably going to have to bring that down to medium just so that he gets to the end of the race. But he is on the faster super soft tyres now, which is good. He's already complaining about his parts, so you know there's not much you can do about it. Perez is in 11th now. He's just lapped Giovinazzi. Will Power up in 7th place, but he's into the pit lane, so Fernando moves up to 7th. Perez into the points then. If Perez can survive till the end of this Grand Prix, then he can probably get into the points. His brakes are looking absolutely hideous though, and they're probably going to blow up at any moment. Fernando just about surviving at the moment then. Gianni is going to have to come into the pits, so that'll move Alonso up to 6th, and he's on the quicker tyres, so should be able to catch up to Pascal Wehrlein hopefully. Well, Pascal's just blowing up, so Alonso through into 6th place. Perez is probably going to have to retire from the race, I think. He's going very, very slow indeed. This is interesting. It's damp. Perez can come in this lap. I think we're going to keep Fernando out there. But Perez can come in. I mean, that's a 36-second pit stop. Ugh, that's really annoying. So Perez can come in this lap. I think Alonso, I think we risk it with him. Risk it till the end of the race and see if he can just get through. I'm going to move him down onto that. So here comes Fernando Alonso. Well, I don't know who this is in front. It's Gianni. Gianni is on the intermediate tyres, so let's keep an eye on him. He's going to be much quicker than anybody else at the moment. I think we put him on that and just push him now till the end of the Grand Prix. So Fernando Alonso in 5th. Gianni looks like he could win this race. You never know. People in the pit lane. Alonso through, so Hamilton on intermediates as well. So Alonso up to 4th as it stands. Perez down in 12th, but still has an outside chance of points. Who's in 13th? Whoever they are, they're on intermediate tyres and they've already been lapped. So as long as Alonso stays ahead of Marcus Ericsson, that's good for him. Perez then, let's keep an eye on him. He's absolutely blitzing the times, and he's hopefully going to close up the willpower by the end of the Grand Prix, but it looks like it is going to stop on the last lap of the race. Fernando Alonso still in 4th place, managing to just stay ahead of Ericsson. Hamilton just behind him. I don't know what's happened to Alonso. Alonso's out! Alonso is out! Oh, all 3 of them have retired, which brings Perez into the points. Is it his brakes? Oh, it is. Oh, that's a sick feeling. Alonso out then. Oh, what about Perez? He's up to 8th. So he's going to get some money and some points for us today. Not quite the 4th place Alonso was in, but you never know. 7th place. Oh, Alonso just missing out there then. That is a big shame. It looks like Perez was lapped. Yeah, but Valtteri Bottas winning the Grand Prix. Gianni finishing in 2nd. He was obviously the first one to switch on to the Inters, and people seen then that was the way to go. Hamilton in 3rd, and Vettel finishing 4th for Williams. But Fernando Alonso yet again retiring from the race. He is not going to be happy with us. Oh, how annoying. And reliability issues are probably going to feature a lot this season. Perez brings home the points though in 7th, which is really good to see from him. So there you have it. Valtteri Bottas wins the Grand Prix. Neil Gianni is in 2nd with Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. Sebastian Vettel 4th with Daniel Ricciardo in 5th. And Helio Castroneves in 6th at the age of 41. That's brilliant. Will Power getting into the points for Team Penske. And Paganor, who won the Australian Grand Prix, is out. Lots of people got drive-through penalties. Don't really know why. But yeah, Perez was lapped in the end then. So that's that, and we're up to 8th now. It's annoying. It's really annoying, and we could be sacked from Force India this season. We need to improve the reliability of the car and improve it fast. We should have a brand new set of brakes, which would be good. That's not a new unlock. But Vijay Mallya not happy. But we've brought in some money, which is good. And the brakes have been built, so we'll have a look at them and we'll stick them straight on Fernando's car. Yeah, they're alright. They'll do. So we'll fit them and we'll put them onto Fernando Alonso's car, which is here. There we go. So that's good for him. Now then, what are we going to design this time? We probably need some more brakes. I mean, the engines hasn't been good so far. Maybe we need to develop a new reliable engine. I mean, yeah, that could be a thing. Just increasing the reliability a bit. For first one. Yeah, I think that's what we do. So we'll have a new engine. Hopefully in time for the next Grand Prix. So, interview with NBC, why not? Saying he's tired of Fernando. No. Yep, there we go then. He's not happy though. And we are uneasy, which is not good. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this episode. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like. It really does mean a lot for me and does help the channel out a lot as well. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.